He was not active on Sunday. A bit of a surprise to everybody, but Tomlin was asked about it today, said, quote, he has to keep working. It's very difficult to get on a moving train. All you have to do is look at Dean Lowry, for example. There's a veteran guy that missed a substantial amount of training camp, and it was a third game before he had, although he's been healthy for 3 weeks. So that gets multiplied when you're talking about a guy that has no NFL experience like Roman. So my advice to Roman is to keep working and take that opportunity when the door is left ajar and be ready when it is. I'll ask you this question very blatantly. Should the Pittsburgh Steelers make Van Jefferson inactive so that Roman Wilson can get a hat on Sunday?
Ooh, that is a tough one, because the only reason I feel like Scotty Miller got as many reps as he did was because of the Van Jefferson injury, and then Scotty made a play. So it forced them to keep him on the field because he was the hot hand. Do I think if Van Jefferson is fully healthy, they will make him inactive going into week 4? No. Tomlin is a very loyal head coach to certain players, especially veterans, and I think Van Jefferson has that loyalty from Coach Tomlin. Do I think that Roman Wilson should get a hat on Sunday if he's healthy? Yeah. I think at some point you need to start figuring out where he fits in this offense, especially with the one big need that we're all talking about, that the whole country is talking about. You need that second wide receiver. Calvin Austin stepped up in week 3. That's great. Is he going to be able to do it weeks going forward, or do you have somebody else that could step up weeks going forward? Roman Wilson's one of the biggest question marks going into the latter half of this season. You need to start getting some answers on the kid.
Yeah, I agree. Van would be inactive, and I like Van. I like the work that he put in this summer. I like the dedication to the game. I like that he admits his flaws. I like that he admits that he took a bit of a slacking route after winning the Super Bowl, and things kind of became, well, I already reached the pinnacle. Where else do I have to go? I like that about Van. I like that he was honest about that. I like that he worked to try to become something this season. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work out. And so far, all we've seen is that Calvin Austin works much better when Scotty Miller's on the field, and the Steelers' offense works much better when Van Jefferson's not on the field. And maybe those things should mix. It's football season, and we've teamed up with DraftKings. Right now, you can get involved in even more action with DraftKings Pick6, a brand new way to play daily fantasy sports. And the best part, all new customers who play $5 will get $50 in Pick6 credits. All you have to do is download the DraftKings Pick6 app now. Sign up with our code ALLSTEELERS and get kicking. Only on DraftKings Pick6, the crown is yours. Getting started is simple. Just download the DraftKings Pick6 app and sign up with our code ALLSTEELERS. From there, just pick at least 2 players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat. Lock them in and compete against others for a shot at a huge cash prize. Download the DraftKings Pick6 app now and sign up with our code ALLSTEELERS only on DraftKings Pick6. The crown is yours. I don't know where you fit him in. I don't know how you do it, because you're not going to make Scotty inactive. You're not going to make Calvin inactive. If you're not going to make Van inactive, maybe because Jalen's inactive. Maybe if Jalen's inactive, you make, but then you're only going 2 running backs. That seems a little ballsy to me.
I was going to say, they also went with 4 receivers technically, but bumped Cordero Patterson out to a receiver at some points. If they don't go with that extra defensive lineman, they don't have to make any of their wide receivers inactive. But again, do you need that defensive lineman against certain teams that have good rushing attacks?
Yeah, and I mean, the Indianapolis Colts, they have this guy named Jonathan Taylor. They're going to want to have an extra lineman out there for. So I just don't see where he fits in, and I'm okay with another week of no Roman. I get it. But if those start adding up, if we hit week 5, week 6, week 7, Van Jefferson's, 4 catches for 45 yards and no touchdowns, you're missing out. And the Steelers are certainly missing out on a guy that maybe means nothing, but that's the thing about Van Jefferson is he's not a guy you're trying to protect the feelings of if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, or at least he shouldn't be. You should look at it and say, if we put Roman out there and it works, awesome. If we put Roman out there and he stinks and he clearly needs some more development, okay, that's totally fine. We'll just put Van back out there. Who cares? Like, it's not like we benched George. We didn't bench Calvin Austin. We benched the guy who hasn't made it in 3 other teams in the NFL. That's what we did. I don't think it's going to happen this week. It should happen in the next couple of weeks. And I think at some point you got to start looking at it if you're the Steelers and it's just realizing that not everybody is making a play. And is it great to have a bunch of dudes who are 6 foot and smaller at wide receiver? No, but that's what the Steelers did. We didn't make this decision for them. They made it for themselves. And that receiving core that they won at one point hoped was Van Jefferson, George Pickens, Quez Watkins, potentially Marquez Callaway, and Calvin Austin turned into a bunch of dudes who are slot guys, and you just got to make them work the best that you could with Cordero Patterson. I think this week is still a no Roman. I think Mike Tomlin should change his advice to keep working, and one day I will make that door ajar as long as I realize you should be on the field instead of some of these other guys because nobody's proven from where we stand here. Again, we'll see what happens, but for right now, I don't expect a change. Change should probably happen when it comes to Roman Wilson and the Pittsburgh Steelers. My guys, you ever lift just a little too hard and forget to apply that daily deodorant only to get hit by a truckload of BO later in the day? Well, does that 3-in-1 shampoo ever leave you needing a second shower? Here we go. From the founders of Lumi, Mando whole body deodorant is helping men conquer their odor in a new way. Formulated with mandelic acid, Mando has long-lasting 72-hour odor control that actually stops odor before it starts. And the best part is you can put Mando everywhere. Pits, packages, feet, skin folds, backs of knees, everywhere. To top it off, Mando's cologne quality scents are created with men in mind. And well, I'll give you a pro tip. Try their best-selling scent, Bourbon Leather. It's an absolute game changer. I will tell you that I got the package. My wife immediately goes, I could smell that box from over here. And I won't lie to you. I opened it up. I haven't turned back since. I only use Mando from here on out. Let me tell you about the Mando starter pack. It's the perfect thing for new customers. It comes with a solid stick of deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like the mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. Luckily, I have a discount code to help you get hooked up on your favorite smelling body deodorant on the market. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Just use the code ALLSTEELERS at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com. It's time to smell better naked. Your partner will thank you.